Hi everyone, I'm going to be walking you through how to complete your Pythagorean Theorem project. You're going to start this on May 5th and it is due by May 15th. Whenever you go to Schoology and open up your Pythagorean Theorem project folder, the first thing you'll see is a personal message that you'll read first, kind of giving you an overview of what the project will kind of look like and where to get started. The first thing you really need to do though is click the link that says Virtual Pythagorean Theorem Project. When you click this link, it'll force you to make a copy of this slideshow that you're looking at right now. And you will make a copy of that, and that'll be your copy for the entire project. So when you open up this slideshow right here, this will be the first slide that you see. It says to go at your own pace. So everything will be due by Friday, May 15th, but you can choose to go at your own pace as you wish. This is the second slide on your slideshow for Pythagorean Theorem project. First, you're going to be doing a modeling activity by yourself. You can either use a piece of graphing paper and do it by hand. If you have graphing paper, that works just fine. Or you can use a notability document to do with your Apple Pencil and do it that way, whichever way is totally fine. For both ways of doing this, either you using a piece of graphing paper, or if you use notability, there's going to be reflection to follow this activity. So the reflection needs to be done on whichever document you choose. So if you do it by hand, these two questions need to be answered on that same piece of paper that you will submit. If you do it on the notability document for the modeling activity, these two reflection questions need to be answered on that same document. So if you choose to do a notability document, then you can either take a screenshot after you're finished with the modeling activity, or you can submit the actual document to the appropriate submission on Schoology. If you do it by hand, you can just take a photo with your iPad and submit it that way to Schoology. So that's your first step, okay? You can read the instructions. The whole point of this project is for you to it's a self-paced unit, so you're just going to follow these instructions and kind of scaffold you to understand what the Pythagorean theorem is. After you finish your reflection questions, you'll watch this short video kind of tying in all of the ideas that you just did with the activity. Kind of just explains the Pythagorean theorem and ties in the activity you just did to the Pythagorean theorem. So you'll click that link or whatever you're using. I put QR codes there also in case you have two different devices you're working on. But if you're just working on your iPad, just click the link to the YouTube video and that'll work just fine. The next thing is going to be your Module 1 on Schoology. So this is your first module. There's 3 modules total in the project. You're just going to stay on this slideshow the whole time. So you have a link there to video 1. You have a link to module notes, a link to your practice, and a link to the key to check your work whenever you're finished. So the module notes is the same document for modules 1, 2, and 3. So the same document will be used for all 3 notes. I have them linked on every slide just in case. I just have them linked there just to have them there in case you need them. But the first thing you'll do is download those module notes. And then pull up the video. You're going to watch the video and fill in your notes at the same time. The notes go with the video goes with the notes. After you finish filling in your notes, you're going to complete the practice by yourself. And then you can check your work after you're finished with the key. And then on Schoology, there will be a Module 1 submission. So once you finish the practice, you're going to submit to the Module 1 practice submission on Schoology. You're not going to submit the notes each time you finish a module. You only will submit the notes whenever you have the entire document filled out for Module 1, 2, and 3 in the end. So that's Module 1. Module 2 is the same. There's your video to the notes. There's the module notes linked again. But again, you'll just keep adding to the same document that you created on Module 1. You'll fill in your notes following along with video 2, and then the practice is linked there. You'll click on it and complete it on your own, check it with the key, and then you will submit that document to Module 2 practice on Schoology. Module 3 is the same as well. There's your video notes. You're going to follow along with the video and fill in your notes, and then you'll complete the practice on your own, check your work with the key, and then submit it to Module 3 practice on Schoology. So pretty simple, and it's very repetitive and consistent on each slide. At the end, you will then submit your all of the notes, Module 1, 2, and 3. It's on the same document. You will submit that document to the notes, the Pythagorean Theorem notes submission on Schoology. So the last slide here, make sure you have all of the following submitted to Schoology by May 15th. The first is the modeling activity and reflection. That's going to be one submission. The second submission is Module 1 practice. The third submission is Module 2 practice. The fourth submission is Module 3 practice. And the last submission would be Pythagorean Theorem notes, modules 1 through 3 submission on Schoology. Now, obviously, you are given the key to the practices on each module. You still need to show your work on every practice in order to receive credit. So make sure you are showing your work and putting forth the effort in order to fully understand what the Pythagorean Theorem is. That is your entire project. You're going to start on May 5th, and then it is going to be due on Friday, May 15th. Again, you can work at your own pace. You can do it all in 1 week. You can spread it out, space it out, however you want to. Just know that it is due by Friday, May 15th. If you have any questions, just reach out to your teacher via email, and they will get back to you as soon as they can. All right, bye guys.